The Vril Society was created in the 1920s and 1930s in Germany. The leading Vril mediums were Maria Orsic, Sigrun, Traute and Heike. The Vril emblem has the following meaning. Left, the black side, represents the present dark age of lies and deception. An evil cabal rules over this world and creates war after war. In the middle we see the lightning strike of divine intervention and Judgment Day. The right side in purple represents the new golden age. This age will be an age of peace, freedom and enlightenment. This time I would like to make a video about my German channel. Just to compare the present situation on how many views my videos get compared to the English videos that I make. I've been quite busy actually translating some of my older videos into German, and it's a lot of work. Let's check out firstly, first we'll check out a couple of my videos, and then I'll give an overview on what's happening in the world and what is practically coming towards us. Alex on the Vedic Universe, 76 views. And the German version, Alex über das Vedische Universum, has 2,689 views. Alex on the Destruction of Berlin in 1945 has 161 views. The German version, Alex über die Zerstörung von Berlin in 1945, has 1,920 views. Alex on the Secret of the Federal Reserve, 173 views. Alex über das Geheimnis der Zentralbank in German, 1,864 views. Alex on the Mapped Inner Earth has 276 views, the English version. Alex über die kartografierte innere Welt, the German version, has 5,127 views. Alex on the Day X, the English version, has 421 views, whereas the German version, Alex über den Tag X, has 7,221 views. Well, apart from Alex on the Zine van Rensburg on World War III, who has 7,900 views, all my videos are below 1,000 views in my English channel. Whereas on my German channel, I have everything above 1,000. Alex über die Reichsdeutschen has 7,000 views compared to the Imperial German Survival Myth, 1,864, which is quite good. So you see practically that on my German channel I get a lot more views there, and of course since there are so many viewers there, it's I tend to focus more on my German channel now than on my English. On my English channel, practically I already told everything. If something really important happens, I would still make a video. But I've made a video practically on every possible topic that I could think of: the Hollow Earth, the Spirit World, alternative history, time travel, revisionist history, important Nikola Tesla physics, anti-gravity, contactees, Edgar Casey, Dr. Stephen Greer, Billy Meyer, so many prophecies that I talk of. So I've talked on even the giants on the inner earth, the hollow earth. Yeah, I did not make a video on the flat earth theory because I'm not going to touch that subject. I believe it's brainwashing propaganda to deceive us into believing that the earth is flat. I believe the earth is hollow, and I've been studying this since years now. And I'm not going to watch now the so-called proof the flat earthers present to make us believe that the earth is flat. Yeah, there is space, there are planets, but there are holoids. I also made a video for my German channel. It's this book, Steine der Macht, written by by Stan Wolf. Stan Wolf is his pseudonym actually. There's his real name that I have on Facebook, but he doesn't have enough time to answer all of the questions that we have. And the subject on this book is practically that there's still a presence, an SS unit, the Untersberg in Germany, that there's still an SS unit, the so-called Kammler unit, is still at Untersberg because they built a bunker within the mountain, and apparently because of some stones, black stones, if you research the truth online, you will stumble upon the Lord of the Black Stone, a society that was focused practically on finding the stones of Osiris of ancient Egypt, because they believed that these black stones had incredible powers. And this researcher Stan Wolf says that these are his experiences. Yeah, he says that these are his experiences mixed with a little bit of fantasy, but it is about time travel. These stones practically bend time around them and make time go slower. And because of this, at Untersberg, there's a place in Untersberg that time goes at 300 times slower than outside. So the bunker is built within that time bubble where time flows slower. 1 hour on the inside equals to 300 hours outside. And they have been waiting there since 70 years. And it's a really interesting book. It's of course written as a novel. It's not an official research paper, yeah, but he says that his experiences were too incredible to have published in any other way. And that he lets the people who read the books decide what he wants to see as truth or not. But I already stumbled over time travel with Billy Meyer. Billy Meyer apparently went with a spaceship from the Pleiades with a woman from the Pleiades, and he went up in space, and they traveled back in time 1,000 years or 2,000 years, even back to Jesus Christ, to visit Emmanuel. And according to also the Philadelphia experiment, another modern subject that is related practically to the Montauk Project of the early 90s in New York, suggests practically that time travel is possible, and that our governments, the shadow governments, have been researching on this since a long time. And that the Imperial Germans, the Third Reich, also experimented in time travel, Operation Kronos and Laternenträger, Leitträger or something, I don't know the exact translation. A Laternenträger, a light, a simple light bulb or something like it that you can carry around. Suggests practically that time travel is possible, and that there are more and more sources bringing this up. Even Saint Germain is practically believed to be a time traveler, and that he practically goes from age to age and practically tutors the people to help us get to the new golden age. And according to the second book now, there are time corridors also at the Untersberg, that people have disappeared there. There are myths and legends from the Untersberg where people simply disappeared and appeared months later, and they said, well, I was gone half an hour. I didn't leave. I just entered my car, went out, and half an hour later, it was 2 months later for them. Yeah, so it's incredible, all these things that happened there. And I believe time travel is possible, but that you cannot influence the timeline in such a way that you can gain victory, as an example in World War II. I don't believe that you can send an entire army back in time to conquer time, because I believe it's something that is a universal law, that you cannot influence the timeline in such a way. Maybe you can make small adaptations to the timeline, that certain things do happen, but you cannot make large differences. I'm actually trying to think if time travel is possible. That was my short chapter on time travel. The books only exist in German. I'm sorry, guys. It's really interesting. The myths and legends in Germany are incredible. If there's really a SS unit, the Kammler staff, and the Kammler himself still there, well, he talks to the protagonist. They didn't want to make pictures of him because he knows that he looks like an... I don't know, it could be. But I'm open to new information. And if this is true, I believe that the Untersberg is also very important for the global turning. It is the Bergversammlung, the mountain where everybody will gather. And that is why I believe it is still under surveillance of the SS unit. And if time travel is possible, and time dilation, time slowing down is possible, and for Kammler it only passed 2 months, and for us 7 years, then it could be a long-term mission. I personally had visions of temporal wars after my awakening in 2007. It was incredible what I saw. I really saw time warriors or time troopers in action. The US shadow government had a temporal unit that were also hunting down people that apparently time traveled. I know it's incredible, but that's what I saw. And I seen, by researching online, I found other people who claim that time travel is possible. So I believe it's possible. I don't believe that you can influence the past in such a way that you could gain victory 2,000 years ago. But I believe you can do influence the timeline in such a way that small, light adaptations can be made. On another subject, what I wanted to talk about is the present situation. We know that right now there's a propaganda war starting on YouTube. Every single time you watch a video now, you see something over the Ukraine and oh, it's so peaceful and oh, we are at war and we would have never fired on us. At the same time, the US is deploying troops into Eastern Europe, into the Ukraine. 4,900 troops and 250 tanks. That's an entire brigade. So they're building up their forces. Of course the Russians are doing the same. So they're building it up. It's a chess game. Yeah, it's just like in the prophecies, like in Zina van Rensburg on World War III. Just that it's developing towards it. I believe it's going to happen within the next years. I believe 2017, maybe later, but I'm not sure. But I believe they're building it up quickly, the Third World War. And with it, I believe judgment day will happen when the Imperial Germans intervene worldwide and the Messianic figure, the Jesus Christ figure, or the third Sargon appear on the scene. And the Untersberg is the Berg der Versammlung. That's where this Messianic figure will meet up with the people to shine to the world, the truth apparently. And from there on, judgment will be passed on to all mankind. And that is why the SS unit of the Common Staff is still there. And since they can walk in time, the corridors allow them to time travel literally, they're untouchable. And there have been many BND agents, well, secret police agents, trying to discover the hidden secrets of the Untersberg. Well, this was my short video on my German channel, and I just wanted to make an update video. I will still make English videos. Of course I will still make English videos, don't worry. But I will focus on translating some of my older videos into German. And yeah, well, it's growing quickly. And I can reach 20 times or 10 times more people there, you know. 6,000-7,000 views. That's incredible, you know, from my Day X video. Or my Imperial German Survival Myth video. I reached thousands of people there. Anyway, for the rest, I'm doing well. I'm doing a lot of sports. I go now 3 times a week to train my... I want to become stronger, not like a massive bodybuilder, but the athletic look, to be agile and strong at the same time. At the same time, I'm doing fighting sports once a week, you know. So I'm learning how to fight, because it might happen that civil war will ignite in the near future in Europe, and you have to be ready to defend yourself. And if you can, if you live in Austria, buy yourself a gun. Anyhow, greetings from Apeldoorn, Nederlanden. Ciao! If you want to join me on Facebook, on my anonymous Facebook, add me on Johann Kiel. That is my anonymous Facebook. I like to share my, well, what I like to share, the news about, as an example, the 4,200 soldiers and 250 tanks that are being deployed into Eastern Europe, and lots more. Feel free to add me there.